Hey, it's Nick, your healthy fat loss coach. In today's video, I'm going to go over the 7 components that you can implement and lose weight on any diet. How awesome is that? You only have to, whatever diet that you pick, if you follow these components and you stick to these principles, you can lose weight and be successful and experience sustainable weight loss that comes off fast, and you can keep it off for life. All you got to do is follow these 7 things. You may find that you will never have to even diet again. So what is component number 1? Bam. Number 1, you got to eat real food. This is your number 1 priority. This is the biggest game changer I've seen in coaching over 5,000 people. When I can get somebody to focus on improving their food quality first and foremost, not even worried about food quantity or calories or points or food labels or anything like that. Just focus on eating whole foods from Mother Nature, and you will have an insane transformation just focusing on that one thing. Eat real foods, vegetables, high quality animal products, fruits, gluten-free grains. Just, stick to the outside of the grocery store, eat real food, and you'll have an awesome transformation. All right, so that is component number 1. Number 2 is, so you're starting to eat real food now, you're eating healthy fats, awesome proteins, lots of fruits and vegetables. Now, the second step is to balance your ratios, your macronutrients. Now, these are the 3 main macronutrients that we're talking about here: carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. You need to learn how to balance your macronutrients with your main meals and your snacks, because what balancing does is it helps regulate your hormones, including insulin, which is your main potential fat storing hormone. It eases your digestive system, which is probably inflamed from years of dieting and eating crappy foods, stress and stressing over your weight and lack of sleep and all that stuff. So balancing your ratios helps regulate hormones, ease digestion, it helps calm down your adrenal glands, and it helps boost your thyroid. So we're also stabilizing our blood sugar, which, when we're discussing hormones like insulin, is they're very correlated together. So when we are eating meals that are too high in carbohydrate, we boost our insulin levels. Too high, you store fat. If you are only eating protein, you're going to end up going through what's called gluconeogenesis, which breaks down your muscle tissue. If you're eating too high fat, you could be, even if they're healthy fats, you could be eating too many calories and not enough carbs for energy. So you see how we can kind of get very imbalance with our hormones if we're not balancing. Stick to this ratio, 33, 33, 33. That is an ideal ratio, give or take 5 or 10 in any given meal. And if you just focus on your food quality and then balancing those ratios, you're well on your way to losing weight on any diet. Number 3. We want to EAR, inflammatory foods. Eliminate, avoid, and reduce inflammatory foods. Now, if you're eating real foods, you should already be doing this. But just as a reminder, so you're starting to focus on your food quality, you're learning how to balance your ratios. Now, we want to avoid inflammatory foods as much as possible, especially if you have a history of dieting and eating poor quality foods, because you're probably inflamed, your metabolism is probably damaged, broken, and slowed. So we want to clean the slate, we want to detoxify the liver, we want to give the digestive system a break, we want to boost the thyroid, so we can kind of clean our metabolic slate, so we can reduce the inflammation, because inflammation is a silent killer, and it's a not so silent weight gain promoter. So if you're inflamed and if you have a lot of weight to lose, more than 10 pounds, then you're probably inflamed, and we need to get rid of those inflammatory foods. So those 3 things so far, even if you just shut the video off right now and started doing these 3 things, you're going to have awesome transformations internally and externally. But number 4, let's keep going. We want to be conscious. All right, so earlier in the video, I told you to not worry about calories, to focus on your food quality. Right here, we're going to think about calories a little bit, because calories do matter when it comes to weight loss. Hormones matter more, in my opinion, but calories do matter. So we want to be conscious of our calories and carbs. So first, calories right now. Even if we're eating lots of awesome whole foods, we can eat too much of a good thing. It's really hard to do, and it doesn't happen often, but just be conscious of your calories, especially when you start creating more of a sustainable way of living. So where you're eating a few processed foods, you're going out, you're spending time with family, drinking a little bit. Just be conscious and aware of the potential negative consequences. Okay, but if you're eating 80 to 90% awesome real foods, eliminating those inflammatory foods most of the time, then that little bit of inflammatory processed food's not going to be a big deal. But you're conscious of it, you're aware, and you accept the consequences. And then we want to be conscious of our carbs. Carbs should be lowered on low activity days. If you do exercise, especially metabolic exercise, then you can afford to eat more carbs. Carbs, high energy food, but they can inhibit fat loss significantly if you're not careful with them. All right, number 5, we got a couple more. So when we want to lose weight on any diet, not talking about food or exercise at all, we need to manage our sleep and our stress. Stress and sleep don't have any calories, and they don't have any effect on your burning of calories directly, but they have a huge impact negatively or positively on your ability to boost your fat burning potential. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to recover with your hormonally. If you are overstressed all the time, you're going to fatigue out your adrenal glands, cause excess cortisol. Cortisol is going to eat up your muscle, and you're never going to be able to burn fat and lose weight on any diet. Number 6. Whenever you go on any diet, especially one that's focused on sustainability and healthy fat loss, we want to be consistent and we want to be persistent, because there's going to be challenges. You're going to hit plateaus. There'll be obstacles. There'll be social pressures, all kinds of pressures. So you got to persist and persevere through those. And then once you commit to this type of way of living, that you have to be consistent with it. There'll be slip-ups. There'll be days where you're not motivated or not inspired to eat healthy or exercise. You got to realize what's going on, reverse that mindset, strengthen the mindset, be consistent, be persistent, and you will lose weight on any diet. And last but not least, we want to exercise smart. The best type of exercise, the most efficient for burning fat and getting healthy, are metabolic workouts. These are the workouts that I provide in the Healthy Fat Loss Inner Circle for my private clients. You can click the link above or below this video to learn more about how you can join. So metabolic workouts do two things that most exercise types of exercise do independently. They burn lots of calories while you do them, and they burn lots of calories after you do them. And they do both of these things by keeping your fat storing hormones low and by boosting your fat burning hormones. It's an awesome little combination of perfect kind of sequence and trifecta for boosting your metabolism when we're talking about metabolic workouts. So those are the 7 components that you need to implement in order to lose weight on any diet. So look at your diet right now. Doesn't matter if you're on a labeled diet or just on a diet of eating. Ask yourself these questions. Am I eating real food? Am I avoiding inflammatory foods? Am I exercising smart? Am I persevering through challenges? Am I sleeping enough? Am I managing my stress? And if you can answer yes to all those or most of those, you're doing an awesome job. If you need any help with that, then I'd love to have you inside the Healthy Fat Loss Inner Circle. It's a growing community of awesome people on the same journey of getting healthy to lose weight. Click the link above or below this video. I'll see you soon inside the members dashboard. If you don't decide to join today, that's cool too. I'll be pumping out more awesome videos, so I'll see you soon.